How is everyone doing tonight? I'm doing great myself. Just got back from a birthday party. Great grandmother's birthday party, not mine, but the oldest children. So she's a great, no, great grandmother. And so, yeah, that was fun. Almost 90 years old. Next year will be the landmark year. And yeah, so I came back, figured I would drink some beer, and we would get started reading an epic, a truly an epic, Captain Marvel. And what's the title of it? The Monster Society of Evil. I've been wanting to read this for years. And since we started doing these live comic book readings, I figured, yeah, now's the time, right? So I went and downloaded all the issues. It's like literally 20 in the golden age. So people talking about, nowadays this long form storytelling. Uh, Otto Bender has been doing this since the golden age. And so this sounds like fun. I'm excited for it. It's well, I won't, since some people watching this might have no clue, I won't give out who the enemy is yet. Oh, I haven't even brought up the screen yet, but it's going to be fun. So let's share the screen right here. And I think we only need to show like one page at a time because it's Golden Age. So I don't think they usually brought 2-page spreads. We'll change it if they have to, though. So we're starting off with 22, and this goes to like 45, I believe. So it's going to be really fun. Captain Marvel Adventures number 22. We're skipping right to page 33. Starting today, Captain Marvel's smashing new mystery serial. And I have another page that kind of tells me where it is. So let's go right there. And I like this too because if we're reading a distinct specific story, I did like this page here. Nice Captain Marvel and Mary Marvel, who was named after Otto Bender's daughter, who tragically got into a car accident. She was walking home from school. Um, Here we are, right here. So a thrilling new serial. So that tells you right there it's going to continue on more than one issue. The Monster Society of Evil, starring Captain Marvel with Billy Batson, Savna Ibuk, Captain Nazi, Mr. Banjo, Nippo, Princess Rabjabti, and others. The Peril of Peril. Michael Olson wrote a lovely chapter about Bender. Where was that at? World premiere, a tremendous new serial with a colossal cast. Watch for a new chapter every third Friday. I thought that said every Friday. Exclusive in Captain Marvel Adventures. See, and that's kind of what's bad about like some of these comics. You got the black right there. You got a dark color, red and orange, with black writing, so it makes it like harder to see. That is a fantastic double page right there. You got the Nazi villain right there. Savannah. Folks, I have a longer story to tell this time. In fact, a story so long and involved that I don't know the ending yet. Because you see, Captain Marvel suddenly ran up against a menace so great that for once he knew his job could not be completed with a snap of his fingers. It's about a strange being known as Mr. Mind, leader of the insidious Monster Society of Evil. Who is Mr. Mind? What is he? Captain Marvel wishes he knew. If you have any information about him, please transmit it to Station Wiz. What is this? I am Mr. Mind. Space is my home. I am the most evil being ever to live. And you, Captain Marvel, though you are Earth's mightiest mortal, I will crush you like an ant. The Star News reporter off Station Wiz is a boy, Billy Batson, always first with the news. He meets an incoming clipper one day. And now, folks, the famous Indian princess, Darina Rabjadi, coming down the gangplank. I'll see if I can get her to say a few words in person. That is a great page, though. I know this one's done by CC Beck. So if he does all the chapters, this should be a great story with fantastic art. Wow, folks, she's really beautiful. Will you say a few words, princess? Yes, darling boy. Friends of America, I have I have come to donate jewels to the Allied war cause. I hope they will help defeat the terrible enemy. Billy broadcasts are often heard around the world, but now his signals go further, out into limitless space itself. Somewhere, nobody knows where, there is a strange scientific laboratory which picks up his broadcast. The princess is now going into her hotel. Later, government officials will visit her to accept this generous offer of jewels. Like, why would you put officials into whatever this, like, uh, moon or asteroid flying in the air? Anyways, the one thing we can say is at least all this stuff was drawn by hand and not traced, right? Am I right? What or where is the queer evil castle of science? No one knows, and no one has ever looked in. Only a voice comes from it, hurled back to Earth by radio. Mr. Mind calling Captain Nazi. Mr. Mind, Captain calling Captain Nazi. Okay. Should we drink every time they call Captain Nazi? And back on Earth, the world's worst villain. Is that like he's the most heinous, or is he just like a complete cringe fest? Yes, Mr. Mind, Captain Nazi is answering. Then listen and obey. Capture those jewels from the Princess Rajabat. See that the allies never get them. Let the jewels further the battle for your Axis. Then you are on the Axis side, Mr. Mind. Our Fuhrer will reward you well. Bah! I am only helping your Axis because it is evil, and thus you are a part of my great society of evil of the universe. As for your weak-kneed little Fuhrer, I could make or break a dozen like him. It is I who will reward him. If you win the war, now go and get the jewels. Yes, Mr. Mind. Okay. Meanwhile, Billy Batson has been invited to the princess into her hotel suite. Put it there. The government officials will be here soon. Holy moly, folks, there must be a fortune in jewels in that chest. Welcome to America, princess. The president has sent us, yes, I understand, the jewels. I'll show you. There. What? Only one jewel? One single black pearl? And suddenly, where are the remaining jewels? I want them all. This is all I brought. But who are you? You're hurting. Let Princess go. The visitors reveal themselves as imposters. I am Captain Nazi. Shoot the Indian pigs. Down, men. Dang. Ah! Now tell me, Princess, why only one black pearl? It is a magic pearl, like a crystal ball. It can pick up scenes and voices from anywhere. It is valuable for espionage service. In that case, I'll take it. Ugh! Open that lid, or I'll open that lid, brat, or I'll. No, I won't. But I'll open my mouth and say, Shazam! And Billy's magic word calls down a stab of lightning. Oh, my wrist. Oh, man, do something. Fools, he's amputating my wrist. Long time. I, I love the way he's looking at him. Dude, this comic is already better than like anything we've read so far. Long time no see, Captain Nazi. Tell me about yourself. We blow his brains out. Gee, I'm sorry, fellows. That never works. You can see he's getting shot right in the dome, but it's like little flies hitting him. This is what I always do in return. I no hope, no hard feelings, I hope. But Captain Nazi seizes the opportunity and the pearl. Ah, I have it. And there's one thing about me since I last met Captain Marvel. I now have the power of flight. Sniff, sniff. The pearl. Sniffing some. He's sniffing his own. Sniffing his own odor. The mere whiff of the flying gas, and Captain Nazi flies. And you're joining me, Princess. You'll show me how the magic pearl works. Ooh. What? Nazi's gone. With the pearl and the princess, I would forget what Captain Marvel Jr. told me. The Captain Nazi now flies. There's only one chance. I'll track down Nazi now. I'll revive one of his men and ask him where his hideout is. Meanwhile, at secret headquarters, fiendish Captain Nazi revives another surprise. All right, Princess. Now tell me, and Mr. Mind, who's listening, how this magic pearl works. But alone it works not. You see, there are two black pearls, and they must be used together. The other one is still in my native country. Curses! Keep going. There is only one thing to do, Captain Nazi. Go to India and get the other pearl. I must obey, Mr. Mind. But a flying figure arrives. This is the address I worked out of the spy. An old abandoned house. I guess I'll just drop on in. Going someplace? Captain Nasty? Captain Marvel, you followed me? What? You mean that Captain Marvel is there? Who, he? Who's he? Why, that is. Shut up. I will answer for myself. Greetings, Captain Marvel. I am Mr. Mind. So what? I've never heard of you. But you will. Fool. Plenty. I organize a society of evil. All famous criminals are at my beck. And call also the Nazis and Japs. Also creatures of other worlds. My organization will soon rule the universe. Is that so? Listen, bud. I dare you to show up. Face. Show. I dare you to show your face just once. Ah. But that's where I'm supremely smart. I will never show myself. You don't know where I am. Only a voice, reaching everywhere, and spinning my web of power day by day. I will hurl man after man at you, plot after plot, till even you, mighty Captain Marvel, will someday crack under the terrific stain, and of the society of evil will triumph forever. Okay, I can't touch you, Mr. Mine, but I'll take care of this little squirt Captain Nazi. You have blundered badly, Captain Nazi, in letting Marvel find the headquarters. But quick, call the others for help. Captain Nazi unfolds a startling sight to Captain Marvel and a lineup of the world's greatest masters of evil and crime. Savannah, Ibok, Nippo, and Mr. Banjo. All my old and powerful enemies. Yes, Captain Marvel, we've all joined the Society of Evil. Ah, ah, ah. Now, do you see why you will have nightmares from now on, Captain Marvel? Captain Marvel, whose courage is equaled only by his strength, attacks the Horde. Well, first I'll lay these nightmares out cold. Why don't you stay down, Ibuk? This is the 10th blow I've given you. Ah, ah, ah. Do you know why they keep coming back, Marvel? Because I, Mr. Mind, have instilled them with mental strength, which I project through the ether. Ah, 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 ah. In that case, I'm wasting time here. Don't let him get away, idiots. Hold on, princess. At least I've got you and the Black Pearl back. Princess tells her story, and another Black Pearl in India, eh? Are you for a flight back right now? Yes, Captain Marvel. This is exciting. Back at headquarters. Stupid dolts, weaklings. Couldn't you stop Captain Marvel? He's no cream pup, Mr. Mind. Captain Nazi, if you pursue to India, finish your mission, take Ibuk with you, and if the two of you fail, I'll. Not this time. The princess told me where the temple was, which holds the other Black Pearl. We're right on Captain Marvel's trail. Hurry, men. I'll keep in touch with you through your belt radios. I we probably got like 2 or 3 more pages. And then we'll move on to the next issue. India, Land of Mystery. That idol, Captain Marvel, it contains the other pearl. See, the other eye of Siva holds the second black pearl. You may go up and bring it down, Captain Marvel. My people all wished the access to be defeated. Now, how do they work? Hold them together, close together. Now, wish for any scene and you want, but the huge stone idol suddenly topples, pushed by Captain Nazi and Ibuk, who have arrived on the scene. Push will crush them. I'll protect you, princess. The idol is falling. Ha ha ha. There they are, lifeless. Now I'll take the pearls. I just played possum, Captain Nazi, to get you. But Captain Marvel does not know of Ibuk's presence. And oh, good work, Captain Nazi. I've got the pearls. Ibuk took the pearls. Ibuk, holy moly. Now I've got to chase him down. What is this? A rally race? Yes, Captain Marvel. Little does it matter that Captain Nazi fell by the wayside. I have hundreds of slaves working for me, and now Ibuk is bringing the black pearls to me. But he hasn't got there yet, has he? I'll see that he never minds, never does, Mr. Mind. Has Captain Marvel met his match at last? Will the sinister Mr. Mind succeed in taking over the universe? Will the relay race with the world's most vicious criminals wear even the world's mightiest mortal down? Don't miss part 2 of The Jungle Trap. See Captain Marvel on sale March 5th. All right, so let's skip right to that one. So that was 22. We want to go to 23. It has a lovely cover there, with a missile. So I want to see about what page it is. So it's about 1, 2, 17, 29, 20, or 31, 34, 40. So about 60, or it's probably the last story. So we'll skip right there. The Evil Mirror. I like this story so far. That looks like it would be hard to read. Oh, it's a list of one. It's either one. No, it's got to be $1 winners. I feel like $1 winners. It just sounds so crazy, but I'm sure $1 in the 40s was probably a lot of money. Smash the swastika. Well, I must have skipped something. So, which one's... Huh. That can't be it. That's an ad. The second Pearl Harbor. This might be it here. Yep. Here it is. Captain Marvel and the Monster Society of Evil. Chapter 2. It doesn't say chapter 2, so it kind of threw me off. Oh, it says it down here. The Jungle Trap. Thrilling serial. Okay. Well, let me take a drink. My shoulder is just killing me, man. It's not like it's that painful where it's like you can't, like you're crying and stuff, but like if I move my head, like let's say this, that hurts. That feels fine. That hurts. That's fine. You know, moving around in certain ways, it just hurts. I could probably do leg workout. Yesterday I did 2 exercises and then called it good. Usually I would work out for an hour. This is probably like 20 minutes, right? Which is like, oh, that's pretty good. It's like, no, it I would agree with you, but it's also completely depressing because I'm used to like being excited about working out, and I was just the complete opposite. Drained, energy drained. I think this injury like completely drained my energy for the last couple days. All I've been doing is sleeping and icing it down today. But hopefully by like Monday or Tuesday, it's back to normal, or at least not normal, but good enough to where I can start like rehabilitating slowly. Anyways, we're back to the comic. The Monster Society of Evil, Part 2. Well, folks, round one between Captain Marvel and Mr. Mind last month was pretty exciting. But here's round two, more thrilling and chilling yet. For Ibuk is no cream puff, and way off there in the deserts and jungles of North Africa, Captain Marvel ran into a terrific trap set by the cunning brain of Mr. Mind. I like how he's like telling it by radio. We'll read that, sure. Last month in Chapter 1, The Pearl of Pearl, Captain Marvel ran across the trail of the most frightful menace yet to burst over the world. Mr. Mind, mysterious master of the Monster Society of Evil, with headquarters of unknown space, having at his beck and call the world's greatest villains, Mr. Mind sent terrible Captain Nazi to wrest two magic black pearls from a princess of India. Captain Marvel ran down his old enemy finally in India, but along came Ibuk then to take up where Captain Nazi left off. We find Captain Marvel bidding farewell to the Princess Rabjupt and leaping in pursuit of Ibuk, who has grabbed the two black pearls. Please don't fail, Captain Marvel. Those two black pearls are vital to Allied victory. You must get them back. Trust me, Princess Ibuk. Just ran off. What do I do now, Mr. Mind? Marvel's after me already. Quick, around the hill just ahead, I have a hidden rocket ship. Well, he's just figured out everything, hasn't he? I've got you now, Ibuk. Hurry, Ibuk, take off. He'll never catch you now. Even Captain Marvel is amazed as the powerful craft hurls into the sky at meteoric speed. Ha ha! I'll beat you at your own game. Marvel speed, toodaloo. Wow, he's out of sight already. But the world's mightiest mortal pursues with his own unmatched velocity. He headed west from India toward Africa, now to put on a little extra speed. Seconds later, part way around the globe over the wastes of North Africa. Down you go, Ibuk. I'm going to crack this thing open like an eggshell. And look what falls out, a bad egg. Curse your soul. I would say this page is pretty good for the most part, but like the figures are way too small. But the crash that would have killed an ordinary mortal leaves Ibuk unharmed, for he too possesses essential powers, sensational powers. I thought that was an E. Guess you've forgotten how powerful I am, Captain Marvel. I'll smash your brains in with this 10-ton hunk of metal. Wham! I guess you don't remember the old days. Huh? How I licked the stuffings out of you. Pow! It all comes back to me now. But landing beyond sight of Captain Marvel, Ibuk hurriedly gets in touch with his evil, cunning master, Mr. Mind. He's beating me up. What'll I do now, Mr. Mind? Stupid, brainless idiot. Use the black pearls. They will enable you to escape by showing you which way he comes. When held together, the magic pearls show any scene desired, like a crystal ball. Oh, black pearls, I wish to see which way Captain Marvel is coming. Now to take the black pearls from that dimwit. Ha ha! He's coming around the right side of the boulder. I'll sneak around the left. I would like one day to form a master society of myself one day. Oh, a monster society, yeah. They kind of frown on that stuff, though. Unless you got enough money, of course, to, make it worth their while. And now, while he's looking for me where I was, I give him the slip entirely. Ha, 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 ha. Captain Marvel reveals the trick too late. Gone. He got away from me. Ha ha, safe, he's leaving. And with his nemesis gone, Ibuk once more communicates with his wicked master, known to the world only as Mr. Mind. What are your orders, Mr. Mind? Shall I take the black pearls to Germany for the Axis? No, they can be used for the Axis right there in North Africa. An important campaign is being fought there. We will see that the Axis wins. And somewhere in space, in his laboratory, maybe we should use the word laboratory of monstrous evil, Mr. Mind gloats over his cunning munitions on Earth. Ho, ho! When I've made the access, when on Earth, the world is mine. Even that upstart Captain Marvel can't stop me. Ha, ha, ha. Meanwhile, Captain Marvel makes his way to the nearest Allied base in North Africa. An American camp. Good, I'll stop here. But I'll lie low for the time being as Billy, so Shazam. Lightning in the middle of a clear day. The sentry is startled by the thunder and lightning, changing Captain Marvel to his other form, Billy Batson. Halt! Who? Why? It's only a boy. Say, haven't I seen you somewhere before? Maybe you have, soldier. I'm Billy Batson, radio reporter. I'm touring the war fronts. Billy Batson, oh boy, oh boy. Am I proud to shake your hand? What'll the fellas hear? You came all the way from the good old US to visit us. The whole camp welcomes the famous boy newscaster. Hey, men, guess who's here? Billy Batson. What? Yeah, whoopee. And that night around the campfire, Billy answers the endless questions about home. Yes, the Empire State Building is still standing. The girls are still pretty. No, they haven't stopped Big League Baseball. Yes, Jive is still popular. Gosh, I'm running out of breath. The commanding officer prepares a special event. You've given morale a wonderful shot in the arm, Billy. In appreciation, I've hooked up a microphone. You can give your regular news broadcast to America by shortwave. Thanks, loads, sir. And folks, let me tell you, these soldier boys of ours are going to bring victory for America before you can say Adolf Schlickengaber. As for the black pearls, you heard about Captain Marvel is on the job. Captain Marvel, is he around? Is something going to happen around here? I don't know yet, sir. I just know that Captain Marvel is waiting for any move by Ibuk, who has those two pearls. And not far away, in the wastelands, Ibuk again uses the black pearls and their magic power of vision. Oh, Black Pearl, show me the office of the commanding officer of the nearby American Army camp. These are my sealed marching orders to be open tomorrow. All right. See, Ibuk, how valuable the black pearls are. Through them, I will be able to spy upon every allied move. Though them I will make the allies lose battles, lose the war, lose everything. Yes, Mr. Mind, but how will we start? Simple enough, Dolt. You will sneak to the camp and substitute false orders. Now, write as I dictate. Yes, master. What I was just realizing as I was reading that. So, yeah, it's weird that it's like coming out of his like belt buckle. But that's basically like Star Trek, you know, where they push onto their little buttons on their chest. All right. So I bet you if like you go through old comic books and serials and pulp stories and stuff like that, you can find all this stuff that they're like, "Oh, Star Trek was so ahead of its time." When a lot of those shows probably did just like harvest all these ideas from previous era, and then like everybody sees them now and they're like, "Oh, they've completely guessed what we were going to be like now." No, no, they didn't. And soon, under a tropic moon, Ibuk approaches the sleeping American camp. I think Print Whistle has a better chance of sneaking past the sentry. So Ibuk, like Captain Marvel, the monstrous Ibuk has a magic word which brings flame and sound and changes him back to his original form of a scrawny, ordinary, little stinky Print Whistle, a human sneak who has been given the power to become terrible. Ibuk by Prince Lucifer. Right past the century. Haha, no snake could do it better. So he sold his soul to the devil. Poor bastard. Now, to leave the false orders that will march this army right into a trap. Golly, I just can't sleep. I keep wondering what Ibuk and Mr. Mind are up to. I guess I'll look out at the moon. But Billy Batson, unable to sleep in the nearby barracks. Holy moly, Slinky Print Whistle on the prowl. Shazam! What, Billy Batson? Ibuk. This has got to be almost over to the next chapter. The two magic calls, one evil, one good, bring double sound and light effects. Boom! Z! I take it you're up to no good, you no good. Blast you, do you always have to turn up? Poor little Ibuk, I do get in your hair, don't I? Bow! That usher into two figures, one evil, one good. So they said that twice. Captain Marvel pauses to pick up the letter. Ibuk leaps to a captured Axis truck. I'll run him down with this truck. A letter, Let's see what skullduggery Ibuk and Mr. Mind have cooked up now. I'll grind him into the sand. So that's what the plot was. What? He's got the letter and foiled our plot. What do I do now, Mr. Mind? Then run. You've still got the black pearls. We can hatch something new. Captain Marvel, what's up? These false orders would have sent you machine marching south tomorrow. Captain Marvel pauses only long enough to explain to the commanding officer, and then pursues Ibuk south into the Sahara Desert, where we would all have died of heat thirst. Captain Marvel, you've done a great. Skip it, sir. Still have to get the black pearls from Ibuk. I can lose myself in this tangled up jungle, I hope. Using the evil powers to the utmost, Ibuk runs at terrific speed and reaches nearby jungle. Now, this time, Twinkle Toes. Hmm. Captain Marvel swiftly gains, but not before Ibuk reaches a group of sleeping elephants. Wild elephants, that gives me an idea. Humph, squeeze. There, that wakes them up now to get them moving toward Marvel. Ha 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 ha. Again, that big Billy will get trampled flat by all those wild and mad elephants. Whew, what won't they think of next? Marvel, as usual, unharmed. Horrors, he's still alive. Not not only still alive, but kicking. That's a pretty good gag. Now say that evil word, Ibuk. Go ahead, say it. Don't say it, Ibuk. Don't give up. Fight back. Fight back. Listen, Mr. Mind. That's all I've been doing. I quit, Ibuk. As for you, Mr. Mind, I'm saving a big punch for the day you stick your nose anywhere near me. And pleading Slinky print whistle replaces the monster Ibuk. Bah! I'll best you yet, Captain Marvel. Bah! All right, Slinky, hand over the black pearls. Captain Marvel, look, savages. Uh-oh. Quick, print whistle. Now's your chance. Say your word and impress the savages with your magic. Ibuk. The answering flames of magic awe the natives. Do my bidding, slaves. Grab the red baboon. I don't want to batter these innocent natives, so I'll just impress them with my magic. Shazam! But Captain Marvel seems to have made a mistake, for Ibuk instantly grabs Billy Batson as soon as he appears. Ha ha, fool. If I'm not mistaken, these savages are cannibals. I think a little boy would be tender morsel for them. Holy moly. And so, as the sun comes up, ha ha ha, these cannibals are going to have their breakfast, Billy, on you. That's the end of Billy Batson and the end of Captain Marvel. Now, Ibuk will deliver the Black Pearl to Nippo in Tokyo. There, they will be used to crush America in the Pacific. Triumphantly, the harsh voice of Mr. Mind gloats over Billy's doom. Is there any hope for Billy now? Slowly, he is being boiled alive in the cannibals' pot deep in darkest Africa. Can this brave boy somehow escape and get back to the trail of Mr. Mind, the archvillain of all history? The second Pearl Harbor. All right, so we're at 23. Now we got to look for 24, which is right here. All right, give me 1 second. So it looks like it's the second chapter or second story. Minneapolis Mystery. The Curse of Zog. All right. Here we are. Chapter 3. Lightning never strikes twice in the same place, but a stab in the back may. Once again, Mr. Mind, the greatest evil mind of all times, smashes at the Allies, spending vicious Nippo, the Nipponese, to create a second Pearl Harbor. With the magic black pearl, Nippo sets the stage for the most staggering coup of the war. And all the mighty Shazam powers of Captain Marvel, from S to M and A to Z, are needed to stem the dreaded debacle. Here, chapter 3 of the world's greatest serial about the world's mightiest mortal against the world's most evil brain. In pursuit of the two magic black pearls, so vital to the Allies, Captain Marvel has crossed the world to Africa. But here, the monster Ibuk set a deadly jungle trap. Planned by his evil master, the mysterious Mr. Mind has, as we take up the tangled threads of this thrilling adventure, we find Billy Batson in the hands of cannibals in darkest Africa. There it is. All right. Let me take a drink. So, this is the second Pearl Harbor. There is no mistake about it. Billy Batson is really in hot water this time. Holy moly, I'm on the menu for these cannibals. And meanwhile, Nippo and the Japs will soon be using the Black Pearls. Looks like Mr. Mind won out after all. And off in his sanctum of space, that dread master of infamous society of evil gloatingly prepares to tighten his clutch around the world. Ah, ah, ah. With Captain Marvel out of the way, all the world shall bow down to Mr. Mind. The universe is mine. Mine, mine. Ha, 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 ha. Holy moly, I guess this is the end of me. Holy moly. Horrified, the boy reporter watches his approaching doom. Wow, Shazam! Oh, so the cannibals chopped off his mask so he could say Shazam. At that last possible instant of the plucky Billy jerks his head aside and the slashing instrument of death slices his gag away. Billy, mystic word which has saved him so many times, once again brings forth the magic lightning. Boom, boom! And alters Billy to his mighty form of Captain Marvel. Sorry, pals, maybe you can find a delicacy around the corner. Our dinner, him fly away. Maybe him soar about something. From the jungles of Africa, Captain Marvel soars off to the Pacific Ocean, searching for another of his old enemies, merciless Nippo. Meanwhile, oh, meanwhile, aboard a Jap plane, Nippo takes orders from Mr. Mind through his small belt radio. Listen well, Nippo. You will go to the Pacific theater of war and there give America its final blow. Yes, honorable mind, I am near Hawaii. Now, what is first to do? Use the Black Pearls. Find out when you can capture the American commanding officer of Pearl Harbor. Oh, magic pearls, show me the commanding officer at Pearl Harbor. The two black pearls, like a crystal ball, magically pick up a scene of distant Pearl Harbor and its commanding officer. I'm going to make an aerial inspection of Pearl Harbor defenses. I'll be back tonight, Mary. Be careful, Daddy. You know what to do, Nippo. Yes, gunners, prepare to shoot down American plane. And over the wilds of Hawaii, the American plane is ambushed. Ha, we have shot it down. Land beside the wreckage. It's a pretty good panel right there, honestly. Commanding officer is dead. Yes, and you take Nippo. We'll take his place. Use the rubber face mask which I had brought along. And with the cunning of the Jap mind, Nippo becomes the double of the commanding officer. And now there will be a second Pearl Harbor. Ha, 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 ha. How can the clever, ghastly plot be stopped? Where is Captain Marvel? Captain Marvel at this moment is thousands of miles away at the Guadalcanal, searching for his enemy. You've done a great job, men. Believe me, all America's proud. But tell me, have you seen or heard of a Jap named Nippo around here? The snake? No, Captain Marvel. I've been all over the South Pacific. Where's that yellow guy going to strike? About the only spot left now's Pearl Harbor. That night at Pearl Harbor, the fighting daughter of the general greets her daughter, returning from his inspection tour. Daddy, I'm so glad you're back safely, or I didn't hear from your plane come in. Yes, now don't bother me. I'm busy. But no disguise can fool a daughter who knows her father. That clammy hand of his and the hiss of his voice, that isn't my father. That's an imposter. That's I used to actually be stationed at Pearl Harbor. That's exactly what Pearl Harbor looks like. There's a headquarters with just a wall, yellow sign. Commanding officer speaking. Send all troops and guards away for a week furlough. They deserve it. You wretch, you're not the commanding officer. You're a Jap spy. Oh, silence, girl. It's too late to scream for help. The forces guarding Pearl Harbor will leave, and Japan will attack again. And this time we'll finish the job. But the brave girl, as well trained as any man, breaks away from her oriental captor. White tigress, honorable jiu-jitsu expert. Yo! You snake, I'll warn everybody. And outside, the girl meets Captain Marvel, who has just arrived. Thank heaven, save me. Sure thing, but from what? Captain Marvel, I just remembered. Important engagement elsewhere. That's a Jap spy, made up to look like my father, the CO here. Wait right here, Miss. Jap spies are my dish. Wait a minute, bud. Hey, why did I ever leave Tokyo? Well, well, Nippo. By thunder, at last I've caught up with you and the Black Pearls. Can't we talk this over first, Captain Marvel? Talk nothing, you two-faced yellow sneak. Honorable, yeah. I'm going to thrash your yellow hide black and blue. Sighted Captain Marvel, am sunk. What do now, Mr. Mind? What? Captain Marvel escaped my jungle trap in Africa. There should be a law against him. But plan one is now spoiled. You must escape and carry out Plan 2. You must escape Nippo. Nippo's belt radio answers in the enraged voice of Fairway, Mr. Mind, as his minion seems doomed by the might of the world's mightiest mortal. Come on, yellow boy, stand up and get it. He's gone. How could he get away? Nippo's getting away the way all snakes do, by crawling. What window? He must have slipped out there. Blast it, caught me. Napping that time. The faintly there comes back to Captain Marvel only the fading mocking laugh of the true archenemy, Mr. Mind. Ha ha ha. My men slip in and out of your fingers like eels, mighty Captain Marvel. You can't stop Plan 2. Ha 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 ha. Plan 2, whatever that is, I've got to stop it. Meanwhile, the commanding officer's brave daughter finally allows her emotions to conquer. Oh, boo-hoo, my father's dead, killed by that horrible Jap. Now, wait, miss. How do we know your father's really dead? Billy Blatson. Well, look into that, Shazam. Billy Batson, the world famous reporter. What are you doing here? I'm working with Captain Marvel on the Black Pearl case. May I see the route the commanding officer followed? I have a reason to believe that he met with foul play. Billy Batson's renown is such that he is quickly given the route and also a plane. So he not only got the route of where they're going on the mission, which probably would never happen, also gets a plane. We'll retrace every step of your father's tour of inspection and find out where he met disaster. Yes, Billy, you and Captain Marvel have given me hope, and that he's still alive. Hours later at dawn, the spy, the broken wreck. Look, my father's plane wrecked against that dead volcano slope, but we can't land there, too risky. You don't have to land. I'll just jump out. What? And kill yourself? Use this parachute, Billy. I was going to jump out and change to Captain Marvel, of course. They didn't know that. Well, now's my chance, so go. I can't change. Here comes Mary too. The death has passed by the commanding officer. Oh, so he's not dead. Dad, you're alive. I seem to be, but what happened? So Nippo and the Japs are trying to pull a second Pearl Harbor. But what is this plan to? I don't know, sir. It's something mighty evil coming from Mr. Mind. Who's behind it all? Hey, how you doing? The commanding officer listens to the full story of treachery. Suddenly, as if an answer, the ground under them trembles. Oh, an earthquake. I'm not going to wait any longer to say Shazam. Mighty Captain Marvel investigates the strange, ominous event. If you ask me, that dread volcano is coming to life. Could that be Plan 2? Is Nippo around here? Sure enough, the Japs are setting up an explosive charge here in the crater. All is ready, Mr. Mind. Test showed life still in volcano. Good, Mr. Nippo. The explosives will make an eruption that will bury Pearl Harbor under molten lava. Ha 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 ha. Plan 2 is foolproof. But is it Marvel proof? Got him. Captain Marvel. is Marvel mayhem. I, Nippo, will make honorable retreat, but fast. Captain Marvel isn't satisfied until he has laid every Jap low. I wish you you yellow boys wouldn't give up so quick. I'd like to do this for hours. But I'd better get Nippo, like the coward he is. He slipped away again. Suddenly, Captain Marvel stops short, aghast at what he sees. Holy moly, Nippo had time to nab the commanding officer and his daughter. And good heavens. Oh boy. I will blow up this crater with a human bomb. Help! Down into the crater plunged the two helpless humans loaded with explosives that will awaken the terrible volcanic fires and destroy Pearl Harbor. But with comet speed, Captain Marvel cancels the fiendish plan. I've caught your human bomb, Nippo, and I've caught you too. 1,000 curses on Captain Marvel. And now, Slant, you either fly us all to safety or you'll blow us up too. Will do. Will do I. But the small autogyro plane can barely lift the combined weight and in danger threatens at the crater's edge. Oh, we're going to strike. I'll pull you up. There, we'll clear it by inches. You look sick, Nippo, old boy. Oh me, oh my, oh whoa, how close I was to death. Now I'll take these back pearls and also this hot air unit. Don't let Captain Marvel take the black pearls, Nippo. Fight him back, you fool. Nippo is taking a trip, Mr. Mind. Looks like he's punching him back into the volcano. Oh, one last page. All right, well, shortly after, a detachment of soldiers arrives to bring the commanding officer and his daughter back to safety. You saved Pearl Harbor, Captain Marvel. All America owes you its thanks. Well, that's that. And now, after carrying around the world, I have the two black pearls at last. Quite a jolt for you, isn't it, Mr. Mind? So what, Captain Marvel? You think you've defeated my plans? Fool. I always have many irons in the fire. Ever hear of Savannah? Savannah? That wicked little rat? Don't tell me. Yeah, he's doing my bidding now. Tune your pearls on Alaska. Go ahead, I dare you. I dare you to look and see what is happening there right now. What the? Oh, pearls. Show me Alaska. A glacier about to crush a town? What's happening in Alaska? Haha. You'll find out when you get there, if anything's left. Ha 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 ha. And another vision shows Savannah. And so, through Captain Marvel, has saved Pearl Harbor, defeated vicious Nippo, and found two black pearls. He finds the insidious Mr. Mind. Has combined with the world's wickedest scientist, Savannah, to bring the brain-stunning doom to America. How will Captain Marvel in the next chapter combat the frightful menace of glaciers over America? Don't miss chapter 4, on sale May 26th. That's my birthday. We have a written story here. It's pretty fun. Okay. So this is chapter 20. This is issue 24. We need 25. Well, there's 26. Where's 25? Did I forget to do 25? Maybe I forgot to download 25. Give me a second. Does anybody see 25? If you see it, Say something. I don't see it. So that's 42, 35. So it should be like right here. What do I need? 25. And I think this is the first appearance of Mr. Mind. I love a everything coming to a halt right now. All right, we're almost there. I just downloaded it. Where did it go? $31. I'm really sorry about this. Maybe if I do this, let's download it one more time. I just downloaded it and moved it over. One more time. Can I change the name? Ah. Let me see if I can figure it out. Well, it's already there. It's at the bottom. Maybe if I close this program and open it back up. This is like super aggravating. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I'm not talking more, but I'm trying to figure it out. 45, 22, 23, 24, 25. There we go. There he is. It only took me 10 minutes. And there's still like everybody here, so I appreciate that. So we're on issue number 25, and the story we're looking for is probably the final one. Yes, it is. There's Doom in Detroit. Send no money for this gorgeous flashing replica diamond ring. So you just probably pay for shipping and handling. I feel like all these stories where the Nazis are in America cities they've all got to be like propaganda. The Nazis are there. They're all around you all the time. Baseball. All right, let's see if that's pretty. That'd be freaking super scary. All right, where is the story? Cats chase little rats, but Captain Marvel and the other Wiz heroes handle Axis rats. All right, so it should be after this story here. After this story here. Okay, yeah. So this is chapter 4, which it is now Glaciers Over America because it's a story in Alaska. Last one, or the first one was basically in America somewhere. Second one, they went to Africa. Third one, they went to Hawaii for the second Pearl Harbor, and now they're in Alaska. So I'll bring up the screen so I can see. We got an audience going on. The thrilling serial Captain Marvel and the Monster Society of Evil, Chapter 4, Glaciers Over America. On a worldwide trail, Captain Marvel has been in pursuit of the 2 magic black pearls stolen from a princess of India by the minions of Mr. Mind. In the last chapter, Captain Marvel prevented the heinous plan of Nippo of Japan to bring about a second Pearl Harbor. Once more in possession of the Black Pearls, Captain Marvel seemed to have defeated the mysterious evil genius Mr. Mind. But taunting Captain Marvel to use the Black Pearls for a vision, Mr. Mind shows triumphantly that every new menace looms over America itself. Captain Marvel's work has just begun. Speeding across the Pacific from Pearl Harbor toward America continent, Captain Marvel finds the horrifying vision of the Black Pearls to be true. Alaska is already threatened by giant towering grinding glaciers. Good gravy. No sooner do I break up one plot by Mr. Mind than he has another one started. If those glaciers crunch through Alaska and Canada and get down into the United States, this has to be a different artist or a different style, at least. Like, that's pretty crazy art style compared to the last story. A new ice age will sweep over North America. Captain Marvel has stopped me so far, but let that piffling red upstart try to stop me this time. And Mr. Mind, the unknown evil genius, bent on crushing earthly civilization, hurls to the stars his gloating triumph. For this time he has the air of the world's wicked scientist, evil old Savannah, who also crackles in glee in his secret hideaway. Ha ha! With the 2 greatest brains of Savannah and Mr. Mind against him, especially mine, what can Captain Marvel do? Ha ha ha! Meanwhile, Captain Marvel scouts along the edge of the advancing glaciers until he sees, there's that town I saw in the Black Pearl. Vision, I've got to save it if I can. like a gigantic steamroller, like the glacier is plowing town under. There go our homes. Nothing can stop the glacier. It only moves 1 mile an hour, but it keeps coming all the time. The glacier's too big to pick up and take away, even for me, but I can bore holes into it. Okay, yeah. It's till it's eventually looks like a big cheese wheeze, a big Swiss cheese. Weakened, unable to bear its own weight, the riddled glacier collapses into a heap of cracked ice. There, folks, now you can serve iced tea. There's all the cracked ice you need. Captain Marvel, we might have known it was you. I'm Major Whiston. You've not only saved the town, Captain Marvel, but the U.S. Army base nearby. You've saved Alaska from being knocked out of the war, which no doubt was part of Mr. Mind's plan. But the glaciers will keep coming. Something has stopped the weather. It's getting colder and colder. I wonder if the United States is feeling it. The actual truth is far worse than Captain Marvel had suspected. In the United States, summer weather fails to come. The average temperature today was not far above the freezing point. Throckmorton, we're completely baffled. It's summer, but light snow are expected. Snow? Brr. I guess I'll get my overcoat out of the mothballs again. In northern harbors, water begins to freeze, tying up shipping. We can't risk our ships against that ice. In the great farmlands, crops are threatened. I'll be danged. My crops are withering in the cold. All over the country, people are shivering, but the worst is yet to come. Wait till the glaciers cover all America and turn it into a frozen wilderness. Wicked old Savannah listens on the frenzied news report from the United States. How's Savannah? Hello, Savannah. How's it going? Perfectly, Mr. Mind. In spite of the censorship of radio broadcast of weather reports, I've managed to piece together a pretty fair picture of what's going on from the news reports. So we got a climate change story here. But are you really sure the nastiest is happening as I want? Listen, Mind, you talking to Savannah, the wickedest old scoundrel on earth. If I do say it myself, but I'll go out and see. Savannah hastens out to view his destructive handiwork firsthand. I'll go watch the glaciers chew up that army camp near here. I'm only about a half a mile from the camp. Now, from up here, I'll be able to watch the glaciers grind it off the map. I stopped one glacier, but I can't stop them all, Major. That would take till doomsday. We got a we got a prequel to a Marvel comic books storyline. We're moving the camp to open spot, but the glaciers are coming faster and faster, and it keeps getting colder and colder all the time. I've still got these black pearls that I'll take from Nippo. Let's see if they can help me. Oh, Black Pearl, show me what or who is causing this glacier to advance. Well, that's going to tell him everything he needs to know. Like a crystal ball, the magic pearls instantly from the desired vision. See, and this is like, it didn't need to go into backstory about where he got the balls. It just says one word, crystal ball. Tells you everything you need to know. I swear in comic books nowadays, a lot of the times they miss that sort of forewarning. They expect you to know what these crystal balls do already. But in reality, you could have picked this up as a kid, and this is a complete story, really. And so you wouldn't have need to know exactly what the crystal balls are. Oh, they tell you what is in the future or whatever. Ah, so Savannah is still around here, huh? Continue, O pearls, lead me to him. Uh, uh, uh. All is proceeding as I'd expected. They'll never get that camp moved in time to escape. Yourself, Savannah. Suppose you're not expecting me, are you? Yipes, I'm falling. Happy landings. Hey, wait for me. Whoops, I'm sliding. Gaining speed every second, the old scientist scoots like greased lightning over the glassy surface of the glacier. Wow, I can't stop. Ugh. Wait right there, Savannah. I'll be right there in a second. Hey, try and get me, Captain Marvel. You'll never get through this little doorway. There's like you remember in Super Mario World 64? Oh shoot. I'm so sorry. I didn't realize I didn't have the screen on. Well, I messed that up. So Mario 64, where there was like a door, and then you go in and you race the penguin down the race. That's what that reminds me of. The door hasn't been built that can't stop. The door hasn't been built that can stop me. Crash. I'm stuck. The door gave way, but the sides of the passageway are solid rock. No use fighting my way in. Shazam! Lucky I'm such a small fellow. This must be a tight squeeze, even for a runt like Savannah. So I was just thinking about this as I was reading those couple panels. I basically wasn't showing the comic from the beginning of this story, issue 4, huh? Anyways, holy moly, where does this thing lead to? I can't even turn around in here. And what's that noise ahead? Deep in the earth, Savannah has installed a giant gyroscope whose terrific spin brings creases and groans from the very rock walls around it. My pole changer, the terrific spin it creates, is forcing the whole earth to shift around on its axis. In a few weeks, the new North Pole will be right in the heart of Texas. I'm just saying that like Texas probably wouldn't have a problem with that. They'd be like, of course. Of course the axis is in Texas. We're Texas. So that's the horrible scheme you and Mr. Mind cooked up to turn America into a frozen Arctic wasteland. Go. It can't be Marvel, or can it? Hang there, you little wretch, while I stop that machine. Go ahead and try, sonny boy. That monitor has cost 60 million horsepower, and only I know how to stop it. 60 million horsepower. 60 million horsepower, huh? One of us has to give in, me or the machine. The machine gives in to the invincible muscular strength of the world's mightiest mortal. I'd hate to have to put that thing back together again. This has got to be like the last. Is there one more page? There's like 3 more pages. Stop him, Savannah. Don't let him wreck the pole changer. He's already done, Mr. Mind, and he'll probably take me apart the same way. Suddenly, a flying bit of metal accidentally releases Savannah from his hook. At least I'll get away from that red ape. There's no use trying to get away from me, Savannah. Just try to follow me into here, you overgrown bully. Bully? What are you talking about? Savannah makes his escape through the small tunnel leading to the outside world. Billy Batson came in through here, and Billy Batson can go out again the same way. Shazam! You won't get anywhere chasing me, Billy Batson. Now that Captain Marvel wrecked the pole changer, the Earth will stay right where it is, and it will always be cold as it is now. Holy moly, that's right. I'd better go back again. Shazam! Sometimes I think I'm a little too impulsive. Now I've got to put back that whole thing back together again. That's actually pretty good. Well, Captain Marvel, gifted not only with the strength of Hercules, but with the wisdom of Solomon, manages to reassemble the huge machine after only hours of work. I mean, I'm not even going to ask that question. There, the last bolts in place. Now to start the motor again in the opposite direction. Now to change to Billy and get out of here. Savannah's radio sending set. I can use that. Shazam. The message just came in, sir. It's from Billy Batson, transmitting from an underground cavern not 5 miles from here. He wants you to post an armed squad over the cavern's entrance and let no one in or out for a period of exactly 5 weeks. 4 days, 3 hours, and 28 minutes. Then you are to dynamite the whole place in and seal up the entrance. Here are instructions for finding the place. Good, we'll move at once. As soon as the pole changer has returned the Earth to its proper position, the weather will return to normal once more, and I'm free to go after Savannah and Mr. Mind. The old rats got quite a head start on me this time, but Captain Marvel will soon overtake him. So if he can get run over by like a tank, why doesn't he just be as Captain Marvel and just like blast through? Like, But Savannah has not left the scene. What evil scheme have he and his cosmic mastermind prepared now? Are you sure you can stop Captain Marvel? I mean, Billy Batson, now Savannah? Quiet, Mind. Here he comes. Up the escape hatch now. Shh. Wow, it's cold out here. There's Savannah now. I'll get you now, Savannah. Before Billy can finish his magic word, he is drenched with ice water. In the bitterly cold temperature, the water freezes instantly, locking Billy in helpless rigidity. He's frozen in that pose. Saying half his magic word, that would have saved him. As the devilish laughter of the two arch criminals fades into the eternal silence of the Arctic, there remains only a frozen boy's form. Goodbye, Billy Batson. Goodbye, Captain Marvel. Maybe someday we'll find him there 10 or 20 centuries from now. Excellent work, Savannah. With Marvel gone, there is no one left to stop us now. Ho ho, hee hee. There is Billy Batson, who froze to death in 1943. So this is a 1943 story. Is Billy dead? Has his frozen body given up the ghost, or is there still a spark of life burning in him? And can he, by some miracle, burst loose from this icy prison? But how? With his throat frozen, how can he ever finish the magic word? That alone can save him. Don't miss the next amazing chapter of this smashing serial. Chapter 5, Captain Marvel meets Mr. Mind. So I thought Mr. Mind was supposed to be shown in this issue, but that doesn't seem to be the case. So we just read 25. We're going to read 26. Ooh, that one's pretty torn right there. Okay, let me look at 26 and see what story it is. It is Sabotage in Seattle. Country Cousin. So of course this must be like a popular story because they keep saving it for last. You don't put your best story first. Ugh. To you from Hitler. America, stop buying bonds, fools. You will make me lose the war. Hear him scream, pals. He wants you to stop buying bonds and stamps. If I know Americans, that means you're going to keep buying bonds, all the war bonds and stamps you can. Just to give Hitler a little more of a headache, Billy, tell him soldiers are buying war bonds too. Holy moly, when he finds out you buy as well as fight, he'll chew his mustache off. Is that how he got that, like, famous mustache? Well, here we are. Little Albert. We got to be soon. Country Cousin, it's the one after this one. Or it's the one after this one. Here we are. Thrilling serial, Captain Marvel, and the Monster Society of Evil. What happens when the world's mightiest mortal meets the most evil being in the universe? Who or what is Mr. Mind? Who or what is it that has pitted Captain Nazi, Ibuk, Nippo, and Savannah against Captain Marvel, but must now face that mighty champion in person? In a titanic battle to the finish, Captain Marvel flies through space itself to a grim, dark world and confronts sinister tyrant who threatens all civilization. Captain Marvel against Mr. Mind, the battle of the century. In quest of the magic black pearls, Captain Marvel has in turn met four of Earth's greatest criminals. But at last, of all has been wicked old Savannah, who in Alaska nearly succeeded in changing the Earth's poles around, till Captain Marvel stopped him. But striking back against Billy Batson, Savannah leaves him frozen in a block of ice to die slowly of suffocation, with no help within miles of the northern wilderness. 5 minutes have passed, 5 long, terrible minutes, while Billy Batson remains frozen in solid ice. Holy moly, I'm suffocating. I can't breathe. In another minute or two, I'll be dead. This is Billy Batson, who froze to death in 1943. A bear. I've got my mouth open, but I can't finish my magic word. All I got out before Savannah froze me was Shah. Guess I'm done for. But the frozen boy is unaware that a polar bear, they painted the polar bear brown, has come snooping around, tempted at the thought of food within the ice. The bear claws viciously at imprisoned Billy, topping him over, and crash. The block of ice cracks open, allowing Billy to finish the magic word he started 5 minutes before. Zam! Lightning crashes. And Captain Marvel appears. Wowie, that was the closest call Billy ever had. Roar! Sorry, old fella, but chewing my arm won't do your teeth a bit of good. Roar! Gwar! Sob. So long, pal. Maybe you can find another meal somewhere. Still in possession of the two magic black pearls that have led him on a grim chase around the world, Captain Marvel ponders the situation. Now, where do I stand with that rat? Mr. Mind. I stop Savannah, changing the Earth pearls. I have the two pearls, but Mr. Mind going to cook up next. If you haven't been here, the two black pearls are basically like they tell you the future. A sudden thought strikes Mr. Captain Marvel. Hey, wait. Why let Mr. Mind cook up anything more? Why not get after him in person? Oh, Black Pearl, show me the secret hideout of Mr. Mind. Obediently, a vision forms of the most strange space habitation of the most evil being in the universe. So that's his hangout. It seems to be a dark, unknown world out near the moon. The world's mightiest mortal now departs from Earth itself and speeds into outer space to meet Mr. Mind face to face. You flung Captain Nazi, Ibuk, Nippo, and Savannah against me. I downed them all. Now I'm coming to get you yourself, Mr. Mind. The world's mightiest man against the most evil mind in the universe. How will this greatest of all struggles come out? Think about as a kid if you were reading this, or even like an adult. Like you've read like 6 of these stories or this is issue 5. 4 issues so far. This is issue 5. You've never read anything where it's like continued stories really before. And you're like, "Oh man, I can't wait to see how this is going to end. This is definitely the end." We know today this goes to like issue 45 and we're on 25. There's like 20 more stories for this epic storyline. Does Mr. Mind know Captain Marvel is coming? Yes. A huge telescope pierces into the sky, ever on the watch. Is it a comet? No, it's Captain Marvel. He's coming. That colossal nerve. Isn't he afraid of me? But let him come. Ha ha. Let him try to find me. I am the cleverest being in the entire universe. Hee hee hee. So this is the place. I've cornered the fox in his lair. Greetings, Captain Marvel. Do you think you can get in? This door is built of solid diamond, 23 and a half inches thick. The biggest cannon on Earth couldn't even make a scratch in it. Beware, keep out, especially Captain Marvel. The biggest tank on Earth at top speed would only crumble up against this door like paper. I'm not a tank. Why, even a battleship couldn't knock this door down. So how are you going to get in, puny mortal? Are you kidding me? I'm already in. It's a pretty good gag, actually. Goat boy? You got Jim Buer there. Inside a television device, suddenly spot the unwelcome visitor. What? You're in? Yes, and now are you going to come and take your medicine? Or do I have to ransack this castle from top to bottom? Come and find me if you can. Why, that's easy. Your voice is coming right from this room. So you're Mr. Mind, a cross between a billy goat and a human? Let me go, you ruffian. Let you go, nothing. I've been waiting a long time to get my hands on you, Mr. Mind. Get ready for more of this. Bam! What? He's out cold. One little blow did it. Holy moly. This is easy. I've already defeated Mr. Mind. Oh, you have you? Ha ha ha! That was but a trick, simpleton. You have only defeated one of my minions. Ha 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 ha. A minute ago, this goat man spoke with Mr. Mind's voice. Now Mr. Mind's voice comes from somewhere else. Oh boy. But I'll track you down if it takes a year. This way, Captain Marvel. Here I am. A robot should have suspected you aren't human in shape, manner, or form, but mind. How do you like this, Mr. Mind? I like it. I'm made of unbreakable metal, Captain Marvel. Then I'll just bend you into a pretzel. Ugh! Finished, fool. I was not the robot either. He he he. Holy moly. Now his voice comes from another place. Man, this comic was like tore up. From here behind the screen, so you were an octopus all the time, Mr. Mind. Think you can handle me like those others? I've got you, my friend. Gasp. But Captain Marvel has reserves of strength beyond compare. That's the finish of you, Mr. Mind. Bosh. That is if you were Mr. Mind. But he wasn't. Don't you understand, idiot? These are all various synthetic forms I projected my mind into. I myself, the true Mr. Mind, can never be caught. You'll never guess my true form. Ha 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 ha! So that is it. He takes different forms at will, but somewhere in this place is the real Mr. Mind. And maybe Billy can find him where I didn't. There's only one way to trap him, by letting him trap me. Billy Batson, I'm taking an awful chance, but I've got to. This place is wormy. A worm dropped on my shoulder. Off, worm. I'm looking for a bigger stuff than you. I'm looking for Mr. Mind, the most slippery customer Captain Marvel ever got after. Suddenly, the brave boy is seized in his castle of unknown dooms and ghastly beings. Ah, ah! I've got Billy Batson. Go, 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 go. As Savannah has told me, you are the boy form of Captain Marvel. That means if I dispose of you, my worst enemy is gone too. Holy moly. I found Mr. Mind all right, but he's got me in his power. I took a chance this way and got caught. Wonder what he's going to do to me. The answer is hideous. I'm not But I'm not going to kill you. No, I'm going to operate on your brain and make you my slave. Captain Marvel, to this anesthetic will put you under in a few seconds. Gasp. But before the anesthetic can blot out the boy's senses, Billy barely manages to whisper a muffled word of power. Shazam. The magic word, he got it out in spite of my best efforts. Ba-bam! So you'd pick on a poor defenseless boy, would you, Mr. Mine? Let's see you tackle somebody your own size, you dirty coward. My own size? I'm no cream puff. Well, well. I'm glad you're big, powerful champ, Mr. Mine, because that means I can really let it go, beating you up. But the world's mightiest mortal finds he is up against a being of unknown power and strength. I'm going to start to get rough now. Brother, you amaze me. I see where it's going to take me hours to flatten you out. Aren't you weakening yet? But I'm not even breathing hard. And hours later, the castle's interior is ruined as the two mighty opponents battle with world shaking fury. Well, anyways, this is wrecking your hideout nicely. That did it. He's out cold now. Holy moly, he's still got a punch left in him. And the mighty battle of these behemoths has now entirely brought the castle of Mr. Mind down in ruins. Grr, wreck my castle, will ya? I've been wearing you down for 12 hours now. I think it's time for the last round. The two meet with a resounding crash. As we know in football, you're not supposed to lead with the helmet. That's a penalty. They both did. So it's fair. The victor, Captain Marvel. Puff, puff. What a tussle. For a while, I thought it would take weeks to stretch him out like that. Man, look at that page. It's like tore up. I think this comic that was uploaded on there, like it must have been like in shatters to where it was whole. But as you saw, parts of it was like torn up. And then like this one, it obviously wasn't attached, but there was like a piece of it. That's that. The end of Mr. Mind. Indeed? What? Mr. Mind's voice. Don't tell me that was just a stooge, too. Of course, fool. He was merely another one of my many forms. and I'm still free, still unknown to you. But how can you be alive, whatever you are? This place is in ruins. Every living thing must be crushed. Ha ha ha! But not Mr. Mind. Think back. Maybe you saw me once. You've succeeded in wrecking my laboratory, but I can build another on Earth. I'll escape now in my spaceship. Ha 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 ha! Spaceship, but where? I didn't see any spaceship going away. Is it invisible or what? Holy mackerel. He did give me the slip. I'd better get back to Earth myself and be on guard against Mr. Mind. But I'd give my right arm to know one thing. Who or what was Mr. Mind all the time? Yes, that is the baffling answer. Will Captain Marvel in the next chapter unravel the brain-stunning mystery and finally unmask evil, uncanny Mr. Mind? Don't fail to read chapter 6 of Mr. Mind on Earth. So that is chapter issue 26 here. So we want to go to issue 27. Chucking a freaking bomb like he's Dan Marino. Captain Marvel joins the Navy. This is the insignia recently adopted by a naval air squadron. Okay. So we're on, this is 27. Let's see which story it is. It's probably the final one. Yeah, it is. Let's go to, so it's page, I'm having a, oh, Mr. Mind, page 53. Okay. Can I just type page 53? Doesn't seem so. Keep going. I would have to honestly say this is probably the best story arc we've read since doing these. Which page are we on? So we're not quite there yet. We've been reading this for 2 hours, so pretty good amount of time, and we've read 6. So if we read 6 more next time, that would be 12. That's a pretty dope page right there. And then if that would be 24. So basically, if we did 6 each time, we would basically get it done at the end of 4 sessions. We'd have to read one extra one, I believe, but I'm not like a mathematician, so so 22 to 42, that's 20, 23, 24, or 44, 45. So 23 issues. Yeah, it's pretty close. 4 sessions. So a month of reading Captain Marvel for this storyline. We'll read this one real quick. I'm on my last beer anyways. and it will be a fun one, I suspect. I mean, I've immensely enjoyed all of these issues. They're pretty good for being golden age comics, especially superhero comics, and the gimmicks that they got going on. Uh, Thrilling serial, Captain Marvel, the Monster Society of Evil. In the history of the world, there has been no mere macabre mentality than Mr. Mind, master of the Monster Society of Evil. But who or what is Mr. Mind? Nobody knows. Through Captain Marvel has chased him all over the earth and has even attacked his laboratory in space. Mr. Mind has not once been seen by human eyes. And now, as the merciless unknown being strikes in person, Captain Marvel finally confronts him face to face. And even the world's mightiest mortal is thunderstruck when he finally glimpses the mysterious Mr. Mind. Not in 1,000 years would anyone have guessed what Mr. Mind was. Mr. Mind has thrown plot after plot against Captain Marvel, villain after villain. But Captain Marvel has smashed them all and finally went after Mr. Mind himself in his space laboratory. Here, Captain Marvel tore it down, every stick and stone, and found nothing. What is the answer to the riddle? What is the mystery of Mr. Mind? Captain Marvel now races back to Earth. A face to face meeting with his enemy, the world's mightiest mortal, and the universe's most evil brain about to meet. After completely wrecking Mr. Mind's laboratory in space and failing to find his arch enemy, Captain Marvel returns to Earth baffled. Mr. Mind threatened to show up on Earth. Next, I'd better get back. But how did he give up this? But how did he give me the slip? Only a worm could have only a worm could have escaped that destruction. Who or what is Mr. Mind? How am I ever going to track him down? Grave questions puzzled the keen mind of the world's mightiest mortal. Good old Station Whiz. I've been gone so long, chasing Mr. Mind all over the earth and then into space, that Mr. Morris will be worried about Billy. Shazam! The mystic word, magic lightning. Boom! And Billy Batson, boy newspaper, seeks out Mr. Morris, station owner. Billy, welcome back. Your public has missed you. But now you've come back with the greatest story of all time, The Creature of Mr. Mind by Captain Marvel. The trouble is, Mr. Morris, Captain Marvel failed. Downcast Billy is led to the roof. But don't feel so broken up, Billy. You need something to occupy your mind. Look, Steamboat is making a rock garden. Hey, Mr. Billy. Billy works out with a heavy heart. That poor boy is worrying all the time about that nasty Mr. Mind. Where is Mr. Mind now? How did he get to Earth? What will he try first? What's interesting is I definitely guarantee you society would say this is racist, but it's like a uh like Billy is hanging out with them. So like I could see them saying that the characterization is racist, but the panel, there seems nothing racist about it. I don't know. Meanwhile, the spaceship, it makes me think, because if the characterization is racist, it seems like the way they're presenting that it's presenting it like it's not racist. So it makes me wonder. Um, I think this story is drawn by C.C. Beck. What was he drawing it like that for if it's not racist? That's what it makes me wonder. Meanwhile, the spaceship of Mr. Mind has made a landing on Earth somewhere. But where? Ha, I cleverly escaped the mighty hand of Captain Marvel in space. Now I'm on Earth, and I'll show the big red gorilla in a short order. But first, to build a scientific laboratory which to operate, my mechanical architect will build me a stone castle. With miraculous scientific tools, the master of evil raises a towering castle in short hours. Yeah, you can just build your castle in hours. Done. Now to begin my lab work. Earth is going to hear from me soon. Ha ha ha. My cosmic brain ray, they won't know how it works. They won't know that this ray makes even lowly worms and termites do my bidding. Ha ha ha. Mad laughter resounds from the castle later as a strange ray streaks from the window. Under the city building, vast unseen hordes of worms and termites obey the commands ray. Well, here we go. All night long, the creatures work, and by the next day, meanwhile, Billy Batson is giving his usual news broadcast. So far, Captain Marvel has failed to capture evil, Mr. Mind, folks, but he's going to keep strict watch for him on Earth. There's been no sign. Wait, folks, the Tanner Tower is swaying. It's about to crash. Signing off till later. Shazam! Boom! If that skyscraper falls, thousands of people trapped within will be utterly crushed. Only one thing to do. Hold it up. Oof. You got a weird 9/11 situation going on here. Only the mightiest man on earth could prevent a huge building from toppling over. There, I can hold it in position now, while engineers examine the foundations and bolster it up. Intriguingly, Captain Marvel holds the rocking tower in place till a shouting comes from below. And I can't read that panel. Still leans a little. I'm going down and see what caused this near tragedy. Here's the answer, Captain Marvel. Termites. Look how they've riddled this beam. Let me examine that beam more closely, will you? Termites are eating beams of metal steel. Holy moly, these termite burrows spelled words. There's a message here. Only the beginning, Mr. Mind. Mr. Mind was here. Quick, what did he look like? There's no one's been here but us and the termites, Captain Marvel. And once more, the insidious, baffling mystery of Mr. Mind spins Captain Marvel's brain into a dizzy circle. No one saw him, yet he left that note, eaten in the wood. Beam, a tower, a skyscraper teetering back and forth had a beam made of wood. No one saw him, yet he left that note, eaten into the wood. What in heaven's name is his form? But I'll track him down sometime, And just wait till I get my hands on that worm. They keep using worm and termites and all this stuff. Of course, if you were if you were watching a few moments ago in the last issue, we've seen them for a couple panels. But, you know, Mr. Mind has come and gone as usual in his spaceship. Ho, 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 what merry chase. I'm lending that big red baboon. He'll never guess my secret, my true form. No one on earth will guess it's so clever and yet so utterly simple. We need some more. Billy Batson returns to work on his rock garden, hoping to clear his baffled mind. We need some rocks, Steamboat. Go see if you can find some, will you? Right away, Master Billy. Mr. Billy. Lots of rocks in this empty area. Steamboat makes a queer find. Look, what to find? Found a small castle. Must be some kid's toy. What he got tired of. Ah, surprise, Mr. Billy. I'll put the castle in the garden and he'll stumble on it later. Back already, Steamboat? Did you bring the rocks? Right, Mr. Billy. Now let's get to work and finish the rock garden today. But again, Billy suddenly goes off in a worried trance. Holy moly, I just can't keep my mind off Mr. Mind. Where is he? If I could just lay my hands on him and his hideout, but no use wishing. Mr. Mind is probably 1,000 miles from here, in some remote, wild place. Yes, dear reader, we wish we could tell Billy too, that right behind him is his terrible enemy. For now, we know that Mr. Mind's castle is of miniature size. Suddenly, holy moly, Mr. Mind has struck again. Now the city hall is starting to topple. Shazam! Boom! Let the Red Fool go and rescue them. Little does he know he could stop my whole plot just by turning around. Once again, Captain Marvel saves a building from crashing into ruins with hundreds of doomed people inside. You're safe, Mr. Mayor. Captain Marvel, you shoved the building back into place. Now Mr. Mind is after you. Your Honor, if I could only get my hands on that rat. You've called me a worm and a rat, Captain Marvel, but haha, you really know what I am, do you? Ha ha ho! Mr. Mind's electrical voice suddenly burst out of nowhere. Now listen, fools. I, Mr. Mind, am taking over the city. If you refuse, I'll topple over every building in it. Where are you, Mr. Mind? Why can't I see you? You will never see me, fools, but I can let you meet 3 of my minions. These are minions of the Monster Society of Evil, picked up in my Scourge of the Universe. Holy smoke. Clear out, you chumps. Mr. Mind is coming to take over. Better do as they say, Mr. Mayor. That Tommy gun's no toy. But come in, Mr. Mind, all clear. Mr. Mind, you're in that tiny ship? So that's the answer. You're that tiny being of some sort. That explains how you escaped me in space, simply through being small. So what? Now you know, fool. Are you going to leave quietly? Leave nothing. Now that I know your secret, I'm going to nab you out of my way, thugs. Get him, stop him. What is that? Oh, I guess you could see him there. Crocodile face. But when Captain Marvel's great hand darts for the tiny spaceship of Mr. Mind, what? It's like trying to catch a slippery cake of soap. Haha, I won't. What is your size and power against my quickness and smallness? The tiny craft loses itself among a swarm of bugs flying by. Ho ho! I go, Captain Marvel, but for opposing me, I'll now wreck the city completely. Later, holy moly, Mr. Mind is a tiny mite, but I wonder what he looks like, a little man, a miniature monster, or what? Mr. Billy, would you like a piece of my chocolate cake? I got 2 pieces. Billy, it's time for your noon broadcast. Folks, please be calm. I don't know where Mr. Mind will strike next, but holy moly, Station Whiz is starting to sway. We got a brat. Shazgog. Mr. Mind says to take him down into the basement. Suddenly, 2 more of Mr. Mind's minions appear. Down below, under the tottering building, Billy is left to a dreadful fate. This building will crash in a few minutes, and you'll be buried under the whole mess. That's what Mr. Mind figured out for you, brat. Holy moly, ants! Attracted by that chocolate cake I was eating. They'll eat me alive unless. Hooray, they ate the gag first. Shazam! Captain Marvel hastily bolsters the building foundation, saving it. That does it. One little post in the right spot can hold up a tremendous weight. Steamboat. You don't have to run now. The building may be leaning, but it won't fall. Lousy me. I was all ready to run. I was salvaging this castle. It's too good to leave. Steamboat, that miniature castle, where did you get it? Tell me quickly. Well, I hadn't found it in a vacant lot. A stunning revelation comes to Captain Marvel. It's an exact replica of Mr. Mind's laboratory in space. This is Mr. Mind's hideout. He was under my nose all the time. Question marks. Rip! But when the castle is ripped open, nothing inside at all. Don't tell me Mr. Mind is an invisible being. What is Mr. Mind? Where is he? He can't have gotten away. An apple left from my lunch. I better eat it. A worm. Ah, my apple. But what kind of worm is this? It's wearing spectacles. Horrors. He nearly bit me in 2. I thought I'd be safe crawling into this apple, but now I have to slip away somehow. But now Mr. Mind is completely exposed as a worm. So you're a worm. You worm. You deserve nothing better than this. Gulp. I'm sunk. In another second, Captain Marvel's foot will crush me to pulp. But wait, Mr. Mind doesn't give up this easily. There is still a chance. For once, the tables are reversed. It is Mr. Mind who is in mortal danger, but can he escape his well-deserved end? Can his great and evil mentality, regardless of his humble worm shape still save him? See chapter 7 in next month's issue of Captain Marvel Adventures. Try the new Captain Marvel game, fellers. Well, no, we're not going to. Spy Smasher, Golden Arrow, Ibis, and Lance O'Casey. It's a pretty good team. All right, so that's the last that we're going to do today. This is issue 27. And tomorrow, I don't know if we'll read it tomorrow, but next time we'll read 28 and then probably read 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we'll have, an issue, or we'll have a stream or two left. So until next time, I hope you enjoyed the stream. This is actually a pretty good comic in terms of Golden Age comics. Maybe the best. You can make that argument. So until next time, see you guys later.